Thank you, Vicky, for always being so charming. And here I go. Sunita is known to me for a few years now and has been my mentor for a while in many aspects of my life. And one of them is what she's going to speak today. Sunita Kumar helps human mind to find a balance between materialistic and spiritual worlds. She has been working as a healer and spiritual guide for over 25 years. She's a Reiki Grand Master, tarot reader, Vedanta degree holder, and a life guide. She's also a former radio jockey in All India Radio and an anchor in Doordarshan. Currently, she trains corporates to develop positive energies and also does tarot readings across the globe. She makes a purification salt which purifies and energizes offices and homes. She is also known for her home purifications which are done once in a lifetime. She has also served people through Lions Club, where she was one of the secretaries of the club and achieved Best Secretary Award of the Year. She has conducted programs for various companies to train their employees. Few that I'm mentioning: Magic Rice, Volkswagen, WeWork, Morgan Stanley, Omnitech, Sumansys, Tara Jewels. She's a regular tarot reader for WeWork. She also works for individuals with specific issues in spiritual guide, and she's a spiritual guide and associated with few ashrams too. Her uniqueness is this purification salt, which she's going to talk about, aerial Reiki, where areas are very large, it needs a chopper, Reiki, which also she does, home and office purifications once in a lifetime, tarot reading without the presence of an individual, simple, doable techniques for the most complicated situations. In these rough times, this is one thing we all would like to hear from you, Sunita. Over to you.
You'll have to unmute, Sunita. You'll have to unmute.
कुछ भी anything, I'm all right.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are now.
Yes. Manoj, you can spotlight her.
So let me start with very simple things which you can do to energize your house. So home and office, you can, the same rules apply for the home and the office. So first is that you clean your floor with salt. So we do pocha. In that you can add salt, hot water and salt, and clean the entire floor with it. This can be done twice a week. This can be done every day, depending on how much negativity you feel, and we all feel. You can understand that few people came to your office, and after that, things are just not working. And at that point of time, you can do it daily, and then you can stop and do it once a week. And you have to just take 1/4 of spoon of salt. And the salt has to be necessarily Sendhanamak, rock salt as we say. Second thing is the center of the house has to be clutter free. That is the most important part of our house, and the energy always goes around first there and then the entire house. So the center of the house, you can do it with a compass, find out the center of the house and make it clutter free. Don't have a huge sofa there, don't have any big furniture, a huge table. No, instead it should be absolutely free of any furniture. You can put a plant in the center of the house. That would be brilliant. We can have a bell a regular puja bell and you can ring it all around the house, especially the corners. All the negative energy sticks to the corners. And center, may half minute, you have to ring the bell. This again can be done once in a week. Daily it is not required. And you have to, if you have a very heavy furniture, it would be advisable that you move it at least once in a month and clean up that area. At times in houses, there are very fixed furnitures, or might be there's a fixed area of something. So even if it is fixed and you don't have a place to put it anywhere else, you can remove this heavy thing, including the fridge, including the washing machine, sprinkle a little salt, and then for 2-3 minutes, keep it there and then back. So this will help you energize each and every corner of the house. So nothing in the house should be neglected, not even a single corner. Because wherever the negligence is there, this negative energy gets stuck. And from there, it starts spreading. It's like literally like algae or any other bacteria. It just moves. And then one fine day, it will cover the entire house. Shoes, books, newspapers. These are 3 things which are negative energy, and they have to be shelved. They have to be put inside a shelf. It can be just, a shelf with just a curtain, that's fine, but they should not be seen. Again, entry at the entry door should be clutter-free. No shoes, no rack, no lot many plants, not required. So the door has to be free because the energy gets inside your house from the main door. So making it clutter-free, one, and second, lighting a lamp. If you feel lamp 24/7 is too much of a hassle, then you can take a bowl. Whenever I ask you to use salt here, which I will ask you like 30 times today, always have a glass bowl. Pour salt in that glass bowl, and whenever you have to pick it up to throw and change, you have to pick it up from the corner. Your hand should not dip in that salt because that salt is full of negative energy and it will settle back into your skin, body. So pick it up and wash it nicely, and then wash your hands with soap nicely, and then replace that salt with a fresh one. Salt should always be kept in a glass jar, never in plastic container. Even if it is the best of plastic, no. Salt loses its energy. Now, why every time salt? Salt has a capability of taking the negative energies away. Same is lemon. We use it so often in our Hindu culture. So lemon also takes away the entire negative energy from your body, from the workplace, from house, and keeps it inside. So cupboards, they have to be always organized. The more you keep your cupboard organized, the more you can see the interaction with other people becomes clutter-free. Your relation with other people becomes better day by day. It smoothens. So not just for your own self of hygiene and whatever you have. If you organize the cupboard, you can see the changes. Whatever is old, whatever you don't need, just give it away. Just give it away. Peach and pink These are two colors which can be used in the bedroom as sheets. They can be floral, they can be stripes, that doesn't matter. But the base color should be peach and pink. This gives you a lot of, peace, this color. If you have red sheet, it'll give you a lot of aggression. But pink and peach gives you a lot of relaxation, which you need in the bedroom. And the bedroom again should be clutter free. Like you might have in drawing room, you might have these small pieces all over, someone has gifted you something, or you've gone abroad and bought a souvenir. So a lot of things in drawing room, it's still okay. But bedroom should not have anything apart from just a photograph. So bedroom energy. In bathroom again, not lot many things should be there. Like we use plastic flowers and we just put some ducklings, and no, it should be absolutely clean. Just a soap and whatever you need like on a daily basis. And in the washroom again, in a glass bowl, if you put salt in it and keep it there for a week, it takes care of your health. It'll keep you away from ill health. If you are unhealthy, it will keep you healthy. If you're healthy, then it will not let your health deplete so easily. This you have to do every 3 days, the changing of the salt washroom. Rest of the house you can do once in a week. Now, we have to also be careful about. Now, this has to be balanced. If in your office you're doing the same things as I told you, salt cleaning and whatever, if in your office there is some, let's say, a project which is very important and it needs a push, you can use one small little red color cushion in your office. Keep it on the chair or keep it on one side, a red color. So I'm just telling you the significance of red color in your office area. It adds a little bit of aggression and energy. That is why in every puja, red color is always considered the best. So you can use in your office. In case your office has a very subtle decor and red looks a little odd, no issue. You can have a small handkerchief, red color handkerchief. Now this, no floral prints, no nothing, a plain red color thing, handkerchief, and you can keep it in your pocket. You don't have to show it to anybody or keep it on the table also, just keep it in your pocket. This will give you that little bit of aggression which is required to, in work. And it also gives a level of confidence. At times, if our work is not getting done, like once it has happened, no, it failed, the deal failed, second time, third time. When you keep this, it will give you a push, it will give you a confidence. So that's the significance of red color. But too much of red color will create friction. It will create anger in you. It's a very strong color. So I hope there are no questions. We'll keep on taking questions because then I will move to the next, which is your own personal level. How do you make yourself positive? Can we do that? Or should
Can
I?
we keep the questions at the end? That will be easier, simpler. Questions will be taken at the once you're finished, so that we can have just a Q&A session after your talk.
Okay, so any clarification you need in this? Am I like unclear in any of the points?
Okay. I mean, I can. Why do you say salt? Why salt is it needed? What is the significance?
I told you the salt takes away the negative energy. It has. See, if you are unwell or if you have to take some very important decision and you're unclear in your mind, just go to the ocean and sit for 15 minutes or take a walk. You will immediately feel the difference and you will be clear in your mind. Why? Because it's salt water. Ocean is salt water. it has the capability of clearing you away from negative energies. So this is the significance of salt. Not every one of us is near the ocean. Or might be we are lucky enough to be in Mumbai, but there are so many places who don't have ocean. So that is why this salt.
Is there a scientific basis for this?
You can read a lot on Google and you will understand like how important this small little thing is. You can, why don't you do it yourself? In the next, I was about to tell you, take little bit of salt and put it in water, in mug, and just put it on from your shoulders and here and let it flow down. Wait for 2 minutes. You can scrub your hands, feet, whatever. And you can feel that you are much lighter. Just 2 minutes.
Salt raises blood pressure.
It decreases blood pressure.
Decreases or increases? I thought salt increases blood pressure.
If you have a BP issue, have a glass of water, go for a bath. You can take this bath comfortably. And when you come back from a bath, you take 1 glass of water again. So it won't increase the BP. It won't.
Okay, we can continue now.
Now, for personal thing, there are like 4 things to make us energize. First is meditation. We all know that. And maybe you've had one session also on meditation, I guess. Sleep, food and water, and breath. So breath, again, we all know pranayam, how effective it is. I will just touch upon breath a little, but more I will focus on food and water. Food and water, if someone has heard about Dr. Emoto theory, it says that जिस भाव से आप किसी को पानी और खाना देंगे, वही भाव उसमें समा जाएगा. So all your intentions, they are transferred to another person through food and water. That is why I'm considering this as the most important point. Rest we all know about meditation, breath, and sleep. How can we energize our kitchen, which I would call it as a prayer room? Because now that we know that water and food are the main thing. If you cook food, first cook yourself. Try to cook yourself. If you have a cook, you cannot cook yourself, that also is not an issue. But when the person is cooking, she or he should not be in a bad mood. So you should make sure that if there is some kind of a tiff between you and the cook, it should be resolved before he or she starts cooking. Because all that wrong intention or that complicated thought process enters the food. For water, again, you all would be knowing that it has memory. Water has memory. So water becomes poisonous and water becomes, amrit, the way you serve it. It's the same water which is given in temples and gurdwaras and all. And it does so much good to your body. You can immediately sense it and feel it. And the same water, if you go to a person who is not like too happy with you or might be not in very good terms with this person, you can immediately feel the difference. That is why पुराने ज़माने में कहते हैं ना, आपके घर का तो मैं पानी भी ना पीऊं. This is where it comes from. So if you have to change the energies of water, because today water comes from like various places, borewells here, and then aquaguard. First of all, keep the water aside for 12 hours. Bare minimum 12 hours. You can keep it in bottles, you can keep it in a jug, in a brass jar, in copper, whatever you like. But it is to be kept for 12 hours. And one piece of long, if you add to the water, it will purify the entire water. So water is something which the entire family has. Food is something entire family has. So here also, when you get your salt from the ration wala, immediately put it into a glass jar, a closed glass jar. And just for 1 minute, give it an intention that this salt will do good to my family. They all will be healthy. That's all this one sentence you have to say. And then you can, from that jar, you can use it for the entire month. You don't have to do anything else. So this is how strong our thoughts are. And this is how easy we can transfer our thoughts to the entire family. So even if one person in the family is positive, he or she can very easily, through water and through food, transfer these good thoughts and a nice mindset to the others in the family. And yeah, these days we cook only once in the morning, and then we keep it in the fridge. Then we heat it again and take it. So if you can don't heat it in the microwave, because the cold immediately goes and into a very high temperature. That is not considered very good. And what you can do is, when you cook food, just put one tulsi leaf in every dish, like one in dal, one in chawal, one, and then you can refrigerate it. 40 minutes prior, you should take out the food, let it rest for 40 minutes on the kitchen slab, and then you can heat and have it. Another point is that you can also take little bit of food, and if you believe in some god, or if you believe in any other energy, just keep that plate in front of that energy for 1 minute, and again give that intention that this food will keep the thought process of my family good. It's when I'm saying, you will not be convinced, but when you start doing it, and just do it for 40 days in the initial this thing, and then it becomes a habit, there will be a lot of difference. So it's like, if you want to change the mindset of your spouse, keep giving spouse the water or the food with that intention. Please make him positive. Please make him, you can say this also. You can say that, make him healthy, make him happy, whatever you feel. So there is no rocket science here. You have to just hold the glass in your hand, and water, because it has memory, it will take that and transfer it to the other person. So we hold this glass and we say, God, to whoever, or higher energy, if you don't believe in God, high energy, please, the person who is having this water should have a positive mindset. The person who is having this water should be healthy. That's it. And give it to the person. May this water give you happiness. So this is how blessings are transferred. And this is all about after entire work of the kitchen is done. I always tell people to put either a lamp or kapoor or agarbatti into the kitchen. आप सिंक में भी जला सकते हो. That's मतलब wherever it is a safe place to put it, because then you are giving it a prayer effect. So that room, the whole kitchen, becomes literally your prayer room. Why prayer room? Because from here, from the water and food, your entire house is being healed. Your entire, every person in the house is being healed. So if you consider it as a prayer house, it will do a lot of good. And you can see the changes in a couple of months, that initially there used to be a lot of ill health and now it's improved over a period of time. But you have to do it constantly. And what is it? It's just like one sentence. Now I come to grounding. Whenever you want to delete anything from your system, let's say you've had a bad day, let's say you have a bad friend who influences you and you take wrong decisions because of that, or let's say it's a relative who you cannot do anything about, and he or she is in your life and you have to continue. You have to do grounding. Now, grounding is when you walk barefoot on grass or near the ocean or any, but you have to walk barefoot. So this takes away the entire accumulation of the wrong energies in you. Second is a deletion through writing. Whenever you're clogged inside, you cannot say something to your spouse. Might be the spouse is very overreactive, or might be it is something about it's something sensitive and you cannot talk about it openly. Though best is talking about and finishing it off, but then if you cannot do that, on a piece of paper with a pencil, just scribble everything down. I don't like this. I mean, talk your heart to the paper and pen. I don't like this. If it was in my this thing, I would have done this, I would have done this, I would have rectified this, and I do not feel their energies are good, and I need to protect my house, whatever you feel like. Once you write this entire thing down, or might be at times you get attracted to a person outside your house, in the sense, you're understanding. So what happens is, it is basically your past karma which attracts you to that person. Now you are not understanding why I'm unable to control it. So in these cases also, you can write your entire heart into the paper and just tear it into pieces and throw it. So this is a deletion. The easiest way to delete, because if you do not delete, can you believe, if you do not appreciate the correct person also, like Sunena has appreciated, thank you Sunena, and you've thrown a block out of your system. Do you know that? So if you do not appreciate a person, like if you go in a party and you see someone who is beautiful, who is very intellectual, and it was in your heart, wow, what a beautiful woman, or what a lovely, handsome man, and what command. But you are unable to go and talk to him or her and tell your feelings, it becomes a block. And that block gradually becomes a disease. So appreciating at the right time to the right person is very essential. It's such a small thing, but you don't even know that it's created a block in you. You come to know only when it takes a form of disease. Protection from negative energy. Again, salt, as I told you, if you take bath with salt, and if you have blood pressure, as I told you, 1 glass of water before going for bath and 1 glass of water the moment you come out of bath. That'll take care. It will not increase the blood pressure. So if you take the salt bath, you will be surprised that a kind of your aura is covered completely. And few people have tendency of taking the energy from the other person. Now this could be positive energy, it could be negative energy. They have a tendency in their aura to take energy from other people, good or bad. So if it is good, fantastic. But if it is bad, then it will deplete you. You see how many people you sit with, so many people, and few people, when you sit with them, they you become so happy, and few people just pull you down. So that is because of the energy. So if you take this salt bath, and again lighting a lamp, this again is हमारे हर घर में किया जाता था एक टाइम पे, lighting a lamp at least 2 times in a day, morning and evening. But I always request people to do it 24/7 because these times are like pretty negative. Even that gives you a shield of positivity, and it keeps you secure. Releasing tension. As I told you, anything which is built up inside, every day should be a deletion. You need to throw out of your system what is not good for your system. And what is not good for your system is, it can be anything. It could be relation, it could be anything. You might do something about it, you might not do something. Best is to take action and finish it off. Like if there is a person who pulls you down every time and it's a friend, you have a choice of deleting this friend from your system. But if it's a relative, you can't do anything about it. So then at that point of time, it's essential to write it down, have a salt bath, and finish it off, and releasing tension through breath. Whenever we are emotional, we breathe in a different manner. So it is the same thing that if we want to throw away our emotions, we breathe. Vice versa. Whenever we are emotional about something, let's say we are angry, we breathe like, no, I don't want to do it. This is how you do. So then the reverse is also there. No? So breathing is the easiest way you can do. Pranayams you can do, but you know what I suggest? It is very simple. Even if you are in car, you don't have time in the morning, you are sitting in a car, just 2 seconds, 2 of this, you know, breathing through one nostril and throwing it out from the next, it gives you balance. So if you're going for a meeting, or if you have to, if it's something very important and you're not very confident, or you are very anxious, it will make you balanced. Just 2 minutes of doing this. That's it. So these are quick things. You don't have to sit, meditate 10 minutes. You don't have to give. These are like absolute. And we all know that breathing like ha, this also releases immediately any tension, any stress. ये आवाज आनी चाहिए. Ha. Cutting the cord. This is again a very, very strong measure. Like if there is a person in your life, relative, who is really ruining your something in day-to-day basis, then you have to cut the cord. It's a small little meditation which anyone can do. It's not difficult. You just take one corner, sit there, and just breathe in 3-4 times. Think about that person and just say, I want this person out of my life. And like with scissor, you cut from the intestine, let's say solar plexus. You just cut. It'll come with little bit of practice. If it doesn't happen first time, it'll happen for the second time for sure. And you cut the cord, you will not feel the emotions, the anger, happiness, love, respect, nothing for that person after a while. Nothing. So if a person is not affecting you, it's fine. Cool. I have covered almost everything. Best of energy. Now, how simple, I have made a small little plan. How do you, in a day, if you do these like 6-7 points, you will be at your ultimate positive energy. What to do? Very simple. Before getting off bed, just say, I am happy. Before getting off bed and putting your foot down, just say, I am happy. Or you can choose your words. I am peaceful. Today, I am not going to get angry at anybody. So it is your choice of words. So that one sentence, the first thing you get off the bed. Second, initial 30 minutes, the moment you get up, initial 30 minutes, either you read something positive, it could be a book, or it could be just hearing some good music, or might be hearing someone who you like, and good things about the nature. You can be in nature for like initial 30 minutes of the day. When you are bathing, at that time, just give intentions to your body to throw away the toxins. Just once you have to say, I'm throwing away all my toxins. Thereafter, you can do a little breathing exercise. When you're eating your food, you have to be conscious of what you're eating, whether it's sweet, whether it's salty, and be thankful to God and enjoy your meal. That's being in the present. One good work in a day, making someone smile, making a difference to somebody with just a joke, or might be a hug, or might be, I don't know, whatever feels good. So one simple act in a day. 15 minutes of me time. Pamper yourself. Always love yourself and always respect yourself. So whenever I do something which I feel was difficult, but I've achieved it, I go and have a pastry and I pat my own back. Sunita, you did it. So pampering yourself, that is basically you're being conscious of yourself. Treat yourself as a person, like how we respect our parents, how we respect and love our husband, how we pamper others. We have to pamper ourselves just 10 minutes or 15 minutes in a day. Give yourself time. Appreciate others, as I told you. Introspect 10 minutes in the night. What I could have changed in the day, which would have changed the mood of everyone and would have made a difference. Was I wrong? Did I use wrong language? Can I rectify myself? From tomorrow, I will not make this mistake. Just introspect. Or was I better than yesterday? And then pat your back. So introspection, 10 minutes. And again, last thing in the night when you are sleeping, I'm happy, I'm healthy. So that's an affirmation. If you spend your entire day with these small tips, there are 10 tips I've given, 10 things I've told you to do, which are very, very simple. Your thought process will change. You will see that whatever work you were doing, it has another energy to it. It has a magical energy to it. That's from my side. Any other thing you want?
Vicky, you have to unmute. Yeah.
Yes, you're into tarot reading, is it? So how does that work? Can you explain?
Yeah, yes. There is a Celtic spread which we take out with your consent and with your energies. And in that spread, everything, a kind of it's like a highway you can see from up. So your entire year's overview comes. Which are the months which are positive? So like if 3 months are positive, then you can take your decisions in that 3 months. Your health will be okay or not. And if it is not okay, how can we rectify? So almost everything regarding you is clarified in that. And then after that comes the yes and no spread, in which you can ask the objective type questions. Like I said, 3 months are positive. So you can ask a question that, okay, if they are positive, which direction I should move? Or if I'm starting a business, which is the correct business for me? And in that business, if you need a partner, you have 3 people in your mind. So which is the correct person with the correct energy? Everyone has a different energy. No one is bad, no one is good. But it has to match your energy. That person's energy has to match your energy to give a better life. So all of those answers, they come in yes and no spread.
So you come to know if energy is matching or not matching, is it through your study?
Yeah.
Okay,
Whatever question you ask can be answered in tarot. In the long term, what should be done, what should not be done, and if we have to improve something, how do we improve it? If you have 5 friends and you tell me that who is a 6 on 10, who is a 10 on 10, it will come in that.
Can you do something with the members, some example with us, some reading on birthdays or something like that?
Not right now, sir, because tarot needs at least half an hour of energizing the entire area.
Yeah, not tarot, anything else. Like Sunena was saying, there's some, based on some numerical birthdays, you can assess a person's.
Yeah, that can be done. That can be done. So any one of the members can give their.
Manoj, can you put on a speaker view then? Yeah. So members, volunteers. Sunita is asking for volunteers. Who's coming in? Is that Nisha? Nisha, would you like to start?
Yes, so I wouldn't mind my birth date, like if you could analyze it a little.
Sure, I also don't mind.
Thank you so much.
I can also do this, that I will take your name and date of birth, and I can personally send you like the details in case you don't want to have it openly.
Right now, just a general overview, nothing too deep, just an overview.
Okay,
do I need a name correction to start with?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you
Full
put your
name? I need the passport name.
Yeah, I'll just give it to you. 1 minute.
Next time I can sit with the tarot and do the readings for you. 1 question or 2 questions, whatever.
So I've typed it out. It's Nisha